Hello friends, how are you? I hope that you're all doing very well. Today we're going to do a reading for the United States to see how it's going to go in August 2022. I have already the spread here because I did the reading in Spanish first, and I'm going to begin interpreting the cards. So the first card is the Ten of Pentacles, and this one represents the rising sign, which is how the United States is going to be seen from abroad, like the opinion that other countries have about the United States from abroad, okay? So this is the Ten of Pentacles, so it's a card of family. They are beginning to see that the country is a little bit more coherent and it's reaching a little bit more of cohesiveness, that they're starting to see things eye to eye instead of being very separated. That things are becoming a little bit more tempered. So that's basically what this card means. Then the second card has to do with money, the money that regular people have, the average citizen, 99.99999% of the population. And we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a guy that is going away from the cups, that is enjoyment, his feelings, his emotions. He's going away from enjoyment. It means that he has to save money. He cannot spend so much money in things that entertain him because he doesn't have it, or maybe because he is not confident about the economy. Okay. So this is a card of savings. He's going away from the cups because he doesn't have money to spend in enjoyment, or because he's not trusting the economy. Okay, so it's not going to be a good moment for economy because the average citizen has to save money. The third card symbolizes the media and what we hear from them. We have the Two of Swords, which is this person that has two swords, which is ideas, conflicting ideas. And at this moment, this person cannot really make a decision about these two conflicting ideas. But when we reverse it, he or she makes a decision about them. It's a two. It means that we have a polarized society in which we have two opposite groups that do not see eye to eye because she's blind. She's blinded. She has a piece of cloth covering her eyes, or his eyes. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. And it's irrelevant, but this person is blinded by the piece of cloth and is polarized because this person has two different opposing ideas. And that's what we're hearing from the media. We're getting very opposed ideas and things that are leading society to be very polarized, okay, in groups that cannot see eye to eye. So that continues. The fourth card is the Ace of Pentacles, which in this position is talking about housing market. So whether there are houses for rent, houses for sale, and housing market in general. And it's reversed. So it means that the housing market is beginning to become stagnant. We've had a period of time in which big companies have been buying houses in neighborhoods, huge amount of houses, so they have increased artificially the price of houses in the market. And as a consequence, regular people have not been able to buy houses or to afford houses because they're getting too expensive. Not because regular people are buying houses, but because the extremely rich are buying the houses. Like I said already in a previous video, that just in a neighborhood next to where I live, a big company bought 600 houses. 600 houses. I'm not talking about apartments. I live in an area in the suburbs. Houses. So whole neighborhoods. Okay. And however, this is beginning to sound like 2008, in which the market crashed. It's beginning to look like that. Okay, so careful with this. The following card has to do with schools, the public school system, and we have the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords has swords that are stuck in the back of this guy, who, of course, seems to be dead. And so what's happening? It's painful what's happening, because swords are ideas. These ideas are piercing the body of education. We've heard already about Florida, how they have removed, I don't know if it was 60 books or 600 math books, because they thought that they were not, they didn't align with their ideals, which are political, religious ideals. And when this thing happens, in which the government is trying to manipulate also education, these things stink, and we're feeling the pain. So this situation is not good. And that's where we are right now, in which ideas are piercing the education system in math. In math. They're censoring math books because what? Do they want them to be talking about Jesus Christ and about counting how many decibels? Okay, let's count to 12. 1 decibel, 2 decibels. What is it that they want in math books? Okay, that is consistent with their ideology. Counting saints? I don't know. Well, the following card has to do with work. And I got two additional cards because it's not talking about work. It's talking about agreements. And people getting in agreement or agreeing about something and being happy about that, but nothing comes from it. I don't see work. I don't see jobs created. I don't see money. Why? Because work or jobs are symbolized by ones, no ones. Money is symbolized by pentacles, the coins, no coins. So that's why I got two additional cards. And again, no ones, no coins. I mean, no money and no jobs. So this is talking. This is what governments do, what the media have been doing for a long time and even more now, including foreign media. Fox News is foreign media. I know the owner is Australian. Although he has 2 or 3 more nationalities that he's bought because he's rich, including the American nationality, but he's a foreign media that has been influencing other countries like the UK and the United States by buying companies like Fox News to spread his fascist ideology. So this Murdoch person, this is my opinion, okay, it's not necessarily reality, is what I think, but what do we have in jobs? We're being sold castles in the clouds, but there's nothing coming from it. Okay, so be careful with manipulation because it's overt. Then relationships, agreements with other countries, and we have the Tower reversed. The Tower is one of the worst cards. It's good that it's reversed because even if something is going to shake the ground, eventually you will say, okay, it's for good, because maybe my house was destroyed, but the insurance gave me money and it allowed me to move to a better house and in a better neighborhood. I don't know. So I went through hell because I lost everything that I had, and I was living in friends' houses, and my kids couldn't go to school, and I didn't have food, and I didn't have water. But eventually it was good because I ended up with a better house. That's the relationship that the United States is having right now with other countries. They don't trust the United States. They don't trust yet the United States. If you have been watching my readings from the Trump period, other countries started to be distrustful about the United States because the United States broke agreements with its allies. So, if you break agreements that you have, people are not going to trust you anymore. Like, okay, are we going to make an agreement and then the new government is going to destroy it? Maybe we shouldn't plan in advance to make agreements with this country that is unreliable, that is beginning to look like a banana republic. So that's the situation right now with other countries. The next card, the stock exchange or big companies, the Lovers, which is a good card. It also represents Gemini, but is reversed. So there is no harmony. They are distrustful of each other. They want to get money and they want to be the ones that get the most money. My company has to make more money than yours. I'm not going to trust what you're doing. There is no trust in the market. They are not trusting how the economy is going and they are saving their money, which is what happened in 2008. You know, people lost jobs, money disappeared, but money didn't fly to the skies and was stolen by aliens. It flew, it flowed upwards to the very rich, and it stayed there because they were not spending money in salaries of people, they were not spending money in regular things, they were spending money in the most expensive houses, in buying islands, in buying the most expensive cars. So it's not money that flowed back to the regular people. Money didn't disappear, it didn't evaporate, it just went up to the very, very rich, not the 1%. The 0.0000000000001%. There are a few hundred people on Earth that control most of the resources on Earth. That's our system right now. It's pitiful. So they're saving money. They're seeing already clues that the economy is not going well, and they're beginning to save their money. Okay. The next card, immigration. Nothing is done about immigration because this guy is thinking, he has good ideas with cups about forgiveness and being good and blah, blah, blah. Nothing is done. Nothing is done because he's just thinking. He's sitting there thinking. The government. Nothing is being done. The page. Pages come to us with news, with offerings of ideas. In this case, related to cups, to things that we like. But it's reversed. So he's not bringing news, this guy is not bringing news, or if he's bringing news, it's not good news. And what I think is this government is not very good at talking about its ideas. It's not very good at selling what it wants to sell, okay? Which is the opposite of the other group, the Republicans. They are very good at selling. It's everything that they do. They sell smoke, but people buy it. These ones don't do it. They are just useless with regards to that. That is what this card is telling me. And you can see it also. They don't explain their policies. They don't explain why what they're saying is good or not. And if they do it, they don't do it well enough. At least not in the same way as Republicans do it. So that's what this card is saying. They're not very good at that. At selling what they want to sell, their products, okay? They need marketing, training. Next card, social services, the Queen of Swords reversed. Swords is ideas, is policies. Queens are planning. Queens plan and kings execute the ideas that queens have and the plans that they make, that queens make. But this queen is reversed and is looking backwards. It's looking to the past, not to the future. Nothing new is going to come to the area of social services. Things are stuck because of things that happened in the past, and there's no thought or planning, looking at the future, just looking at the past, so nothing happens. Everything is reversed, so nothing is moving. Natural disasters. The Nine of Swords. Swords is air. This is reversed, so it's good that it's reversed. But when it's air, it's things that have to do with air uncontrol. Maybe hurricanes, tornadoes, that are going to be destroying people, probably loss of life because this person is sad and is crying, loss of property due to winds that are too strong. That's going to be the most noticeable thing. Is reversed, so it's not going to be like, oh, it's been the worst August in years. No, it's not going to. Fortunately, it's not going to be like that. But still, there are going to be things related to winds, strong winds, hurricanes, or tornadoes that are going to cause problems, okay, and destruction and people suffering. But also what came to my mind is because swords also symbolize fights and armies and weapons, that there is also going to be some big massacre, like another massacre. No news here, but something that again is going to be in the news because it's going to be a little bit out of the ordinary. It's not going to be the worst thing ever because it's reversed, but it's going to be noticeable enough not to be one more mass shooting, because those happen every day. Just more people will die or something like that. So more mass shootings, some event will happen that will be noticeable. Not the worst ever, fortunately, but still noticeable enough to be mentioned in the news, on the news, because every day there are shootings, mass shootings in the United States. If it's on the news, it has to be because a lot of people died more than normal. Okay. Then the next card is for COVID, the Knight of Pentacles, reversed. no advancement. In this case, it could be good, because it means that it's stagnant, that the situation with COVID is not going forwards, is not getting better. But it's also a little bit bad because it's coins. So it means that no resources are being used anymore, and there is not much attention being paid to COVID anymore. Fortunately, the numbers are going to remain still in whatever it is that they are right now. And there's not going to be advancement in this area, whether for good or for bad. Okay? Then a summary of the whole reading. We have the Hierophant, which is what we've seen already in the reading. There is hierarchy. There are people following blindly their leaders, blindly, including religious leaders. And the religious leaders right now are politicians, which sometimes are considered to be gods or godlike, like Donald Trump. You know, there are a lot of videos on the internet in which people think that he was the Jesus Christ, or he was sent by God. It must be because they talk to God every day. They think of themselves so high that they think that they have a direct communication with God every day, and God tells them, you know, I'm going to send my new envoy, my new messenger, Donald Trump, the one who cannot control himself when he's close to another woman, like he wants to grab their private parts. Yeah, by his own admission. So, yeah. So people are following blindly their leaders. Consequence, everything that we're seeing here. Then another overview of the reading, we have the Empress, which is probably the best card in this reading, and it's saying the United States is a rich country. It's still a rich country. People are beginning to be negative about the United States and feeling that it's not a power anymore, and that people are laughing at us, but it's still a very big country. And it's still a very productive country, because this is the Empress. It symbolizes Venus in its original meaning of the goddess of abundance, not just love, but abundance. However, these resources are not being used properly because we have the Ace of Wands, which is work and movement, a lot of movement and things that happen, but it's reversed. So there's not work like all the abundance in the country is not being used properly, it's not being moved properly, it's staying in the hands of just a few, and things are getting stuck. Okay, it's still a rich country, it still has a lot of things to give, but it's not being used properly, and it's not being distributed properly. Okay, which is kind of an overview of this thing. So this is what it is. What we have is not a very bad reading. Sometimes I'm a little negative. There are a lot of cards reversed, but they are not bad cards, with some exception. So it means that mostly things are just not advancing. They're stuck. We are stuck in the same situation. If you're happy in the situation in which you are, good for you. But if you're unhappy, then not good for you, because we're stuck in whatever it is that we have right now. So this is the reading. I hope that you like the way in which I do readings. If you do, thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. If you have comments or you would like me to do a reading about something in particular, you can leave it in the comments. I owe you some readings already. People have been requesting readings, which I'm going to do. I have been having problems with technology, like many times. I don't know, I have some karma with technology. I'm good at it, but things fail. Well, I hope that you're all doing well, that you have money, that you have a job, that you have a house, that you have health, and that you're happy. And see you in the next video. Bye bye.